Hello everyone. Previously we had discussed on the order dict topic, right? So today we'll be discussing on the default dict, right? So let's get into the definition part first. So default dict provides default values for the missing keys. What it does, default dict provides default values for the missing keys. So this is also imported from the collections module. Just keep this in mind. Important. This is imported from the collections module. We can specify a default factory function that supplies default value. Again, we can specify a default factory function that supplies default values, right? So let's see the same thing by considering very simple example, right? So I'll just uh, let's go with from collections. Let me go with import here, default dict. This is fine. Now let's do one thing. Let's create the default dict with int default, right? So with int default. So I'll just go with the default dict here. This one, let me go with default dict. So we are going with a int default, right? So I'll just pass the int here. So this is fine. Default dict equals we have to give within the keys, right? So order dict and default dict. So we have to go with the default dict of a as default dict of a plus 1. The same thing goes with uh, b as well. Let me copy paste and make the necessary changes here. B, this will be 2 man. So simple. So let's print your default dict, right? So this is it basically, right? Very simple example. What we are doing here, we are creating the default dict with int default 0. This one, I'm speaking of the line number 7. We are creating a default dict with int default 0. And basically what we are doing here, the line number 9 and 10, we are creating the default dict with we are incrementing the a and b without initializing anything, right? So we are incrementing the a and b without initializing, right? So now finally we are printing the dictionary. So the output that we need to get here is default dict. So basically we are mentioning that this is the class int, right? So we have to get class int. Within the dictionary we have to get a1 b2. Let's check the same here. So I'll just go with Python here. Let me copy the file name. I'll come here, right click, and then I'll just copy the file name dot py Let me run this one. See here, default dict, this is showing, this is fine. Class int, we know this one, a1 and b2 as we had discussed, right? So here missing keys, this missing key a and b both automatically start at 0 and get incremented. Both automatically start at 0 and in get and gets incremented, right? So the value that we got here is 1 and 2, which is absolutely correct, so we are done with the default, this one, default dict basically, right? Just give me a second here. 1 second. Did I miss anything? No, right? This is fine. Yeah. Now, mm, yeah, we are done with the default dict basically. Let me summarize whatever we have learned so far. So default dict, what it does, it automatically assigns default values for missing keys using a factory function. Again, so this is very important. Just keep this one sentence in the mind. Default dictionary or default dict basically it automatically assigns default values for missing keys using a factory function. Simple, right? So we are done with the default dict part, right? So we are done with the default dict part. So now next we'll be discussing on the chain map, right? So for now this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.